let's bring in Nicholas Moreano. We will hear from Caleb Williams, too, after we check in with Nick, who's back from the locker room, back in the press box, looking really, really good. And I know that you talked to Rome Odunze. Let's start there before we go to the defensive side. So what did Rome have to say about his connection with Caleb today out there in this game against the Bengals?
Yeah, so, I mean, on that play, guys, that 45-yard reception down the left sideline, again, that was a play where obviously Caleb and Rome had to improvise from what was originally scheduled in that play. Like, Rome said he had a corner route that he was going to run on that play. And then when he saw Caleb kind of do, as his words, his magic back there, he adjusted, went down vertically, and was able to connect. And I think that's a really positive sign from those two rookies who just last week in Buffalo, they had a 3rd and long play where they didn't connect in the end zone because they were off. They weren't on the same page. And I actually asked Rome about like being able to adjust from a week to week. And he said it just shows the continued growth and connection and gaining the comfortability from one another. So that was nice to see from Rome and Caleb. And he was also asked to describe that throw because he got a chance to watch it in the locker room, just a replay. He said, pretty unreal. It's magical what he's doing. He is special. And that word special got thrown around too in the locker room about Caleb Williams when they were kind of watching him. And then, guys, I don't know if you – obviously you're able to see this, but in the back of the end zone, like there's an extra part of the end zone where on both sides, one side says play football, and one side it says takes all of us. It takes all of us. In that one play where Rome wasn't able – he tried to toe tap it into the end zone, and it ended up being incomplete. He did admit that he thought he was going to be Tony toe tap and, you know, was able to get in. He thought he had a comfy cushion there. But he did say, like, obviously it's a learning moment for him, and he's going to work on, like, trying to get toe tap catches from here on out. But I will admit, when I came to Soldier Field and saw that, I'm like, that's a little confusing just from my vantage point. And clearly, when the players were out there, like, Rome felt the same way in the moment when the bullets are flying and you have to make these quick decisions. So it was interesting that came up, but that was one of the reasons why, you know, maybe Rome didn't have a touchdown in this game.
Boom, Nick. When we were sitting there,
okay.
When we were watching the game, because I just am excuse making for any mistakes that my precious Chicago Bears are making, in the moment I said, I'm like, there's too many lines over there. It's confusing. And so, not so humble Braggs makes his return to the CHGO Bears postgame show. This is going to be – I did say it. Yeah. Did I not say it, Steven?
I heard nothing.
You heard it.
All I heard, Nick, was the head coach say he had a talk with the player after the game, hopefully about how there's 10 yards in the end zone, and they're all the same exact size, and you didn't know how to keep your feet in bounds.
No, you're using your periphery vision.
You can't
and there's
blame
all
Soldier
these
Field for
lines all over everything. I can blame Soldier Field on everything, and I will. Too many lines. Get the other line out of here. It's too confusing. Thank you. Sorry, Rome.
It was still great reporting by Nick, though.
Great reporting.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. He was also asked to Rome just how to feel to kind of just be out there, first time playing in front of Soldier Field. And again, it felt great, even though like not every single seat was filled. Of course, maybe due to weather, it's a preseason game, but in this opportunity they got, it felt great because he was able to make a few plays, but also, again, make some of those mistakes. Like that play that we were just describing over there, whether it was due to him, due to the field, whatever, make those mistakes. He can learn from it moving forward. And that's, ultimately what these preseason games are for, so they can feel ready for week one. And Rome was also asked, like, now 2 preseason games being played for the starting offense. Like, how does he feel, just ahead of week one coming up here shortly? He said definitely feels ready, have a lot of moments to learn from, but he does feel like the offense is in a good spot right now.
It's in a great spot, Nick. It's in a great spot. I think I said 900 times here today, I cannot believe what we're all witnessing, and this is going to be a lot of fun. But the other thing that was pretty unbelievable was Kyler Gordon's day. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him, but, man, that sack he about took that poor guy's head off. Woodburn, Woodfire, Mr. Wood.
We're going with Logan Blindside.
Logan Blindside. I mean,
Well,
Matt
he was
Eberflus showing
blindsided.
no mercy to that young man, and neither did Kyler Gordon.
No, look, Kyler Gordon said he was fiending and inching to get back out there. So he was asked, like, were you surprised that you were completely unblocked off the edge? And Kyler was like, he was waiting for the quarterback to look. And when he didn't look, he laid down the wood, like literally. But he said it was a good feeling when he made that play. He also felt like it changed the whole game because then moving forward, he knew that quarterback was going to start looking towards Kyler anytime he inched up towards the line of scrimmage, thinking, is this guy going to blitz again? And later in the game, Josh Blackwell came on a nickel blitz and, helped cause an interception later in the game. But he said he felt good. He felt good juicing up the whole stadium. And he was also asked about, like, you guys were mentioning, like, the blitzing that Eberflus is, calling up. Kyler was asked about the evolution of Eberflus as a play caller and how Kyler Gordon kind of described it was like he would compare it to like a player. Like you learn, you add in stuff and you spice things up, and you could do these things on the football field when you have that comfortability with the players that are out there. So I don't think Kyler Gordon's opposed to blitzing in the preseason. I'm sure Cincinnati quarterbacks are, but it was nice to see Kyler Gordon go out there, make a bunch of plays, and do his thing. He was also one of the other guys that brought up the word special when describing Caleb Williams. He said, hear the words special, magical. He's going to do a lot of great things, great player. He's also excited to just watch him continue to do what he's been doing. So really good to see number 6, Spider-Man, do his thing out there.
Nick, I know you also talked to Teven Jenkins. What did he have to say playing in front of Caleb today?
Yeah, so first thing he was asked about too was just playing with the starting O-line and like what it felt like there. He said that it was really good for all those guys to be out there. Admitted that they have to start faster, but felt like they gelled, and I think more so towards the end there where they're actually starting to move the ball. He was also asked guys again about the playing surface. This was a huge topic of conversation before the game. And Teven said he didn't like it at all. There was, spots on this field where he said it just felt sticky in some parts. So he was also asked, is that kind of frustrating that this product out here, the NFL is putting out this product, and yet we can't have a good playing surface? And he admitted, like, hey, that's above my pay grade. Didn't really want to go into the weeds with answering that question. But in terms of Caleb, like you first asked here, Adam, he was just like, because he has the ability to extend plays, he just knows that what they've been preaching, and this is even back to when Justin Fields was a quarterback, you just have to protect forever. And so that's something that when Teven and the rest of this O-line are going out there for Caleb Williams, you protect forever, just have to keep doing it because that's the type of quarterback he is, according to Teven Jenkins. He's going to make things happen. So it was, again, we saw that happen on the touchdown run, and I don't know if I'm technically allowed to say what he actually said about the touchdown run because there's definitely some swear words when he saw that there was only 2 wide receivers out there, 2 DBs, and then Caleb Williams and Teven Jenkins. But if you guys give the okay, I can tell you exactly what he said when he saw that play happen.
Our boss just put in our Slack that we shouldn't say the exact words. So if you'd like to bleep them,
I'll say them. No.
Yeah. Okay. So he said, I was like, damn, why don't we just run this bitch and take this MFer? Sorry for cussing.
Man, it's like
Cole Kmet. It's like Cole Kmet saying, "Don't quote me." It's like you put. Teven, you're saying that
on the record.
On the record.
Ask you a question about that. Did he go in any detail about the communication there, the field? That's a tough spot to be in as an offensive lineman because he has his back to Caleb. You can't go downfield, or if he throws the ball, it's an illegal man downfield then. So, like, at what point is Caleb yelling at him to say, go, go, go? Like, how does he know that all of a sudden Caleb's going to tuck it?
Yeah, the one word that Teven actually used, he's just trying to be patient because realistically, if Caleb decided to throw that ball, then it's a penalty on him. And then Teven's like, then I'm getting yelled at because he's trying to do his job. So I think the the word there is patience in terms of like waiting to see what Caleb's going to do, not predetermining it too quickly. So Teven in that moment stayed patient, and then when he saw Caleb run, it's like that's when you can officially commit to making that block. So patience would be the word that Teven used, why that play was actually able to happen.
Look, again, we don't want to get over our skis here, but
no, that's what I've done.
Football is a very instinctual sport, and there are just some things you cannot teach that just play out the right way. And when you have a quarterback who can do that stuff, it starts to rub off on the teammates and the players around them. And that felt like one of those moments, because I'm like, I don't know how telepathically he communicated to Teven that I'm tucking this and running it, but clearly based on what Teven's saying, it's just sort of a feel thing. And
I telepathically told Caleb that I love him from the studio to the stadium. Nick, my final question to you before we let you jet. The last time the Bears played at Soldier Field, the fans in the stands were chanting, "We want Fields. We want Fields." And it was a very powerful moment for the fan base that was rallying around the quarterback at the time that they loved. And now you fast forward to the next time that stadium gets filled up with Bears fans and Caleb Williams starts to put on display what he did. And there was a lot of questions of, how this process was going to go and how he was going to ingratiate himself, not just with the team, but the fans here that, just love this football team for who they are. What was it like to see that transition from the last time you were here all those months ago to today and seeing the reactions of fans after Caleb Williams made those plays?
Yeah, Greg, it took a little bit too, right? Because it was obviously a slow start, but when you saw that completion to Rome Odunze down the left sideline, like this place exploded. Like it got really loud and just seeing what he was capable of doing. And then on the touchdown run, seeing Caleb kind of go into the back left corner and just the fans embracing him, it was that moment that you were waiting for, and you kind of wish you saw at the start of the game, but people I think were just waiting for it. And just like even like probably his teammates were. So clearly embraced him, his teammates embraced him, and I think people are really obviously excited. I ran into one of our listeners pregame. I believe his name is Kevin, but you could just see the excitement on his face being at a preseason game, because knowing that number 18 was also going to be out there. So it obviously is a way different feel from the previous quarterback, but like the play where, Rome Odunze makes, it's because Caleb's looking to throw when he gets outside the pocket as opposed to run. So that is exciting.
Nick, great stuff, man. Awesome work today. Shout out to Pat out there too, assisting you. Great coverage from Soldier Field. Everyone should be following Nick and all of our social accounts as well at CHGO_Bears. Yes, Nick?
Yeah, I got one last thing. As I was heading down to the locker room, obviously Tyson Bagent came on the show. Who was out there was Tyson's dad, Travis Bagent. He knew exactly who I was, gave us the fist bump. He was like, what a game from Tyson. Like, dude also has giant forearms, too. I'm like, dude, you're probably going to break my knuckles here. So, obviously, a huge fan. I'm fine. If he really wanted to, he probably could have destroyed me, but I'm glad he's in it because he likes us. He likes us here at CHGO, so that was great to see. So, yeah, a lot of excitement here, and I'm glad that first team offense was able to put a bunch of smiles on Bears fans' faces before they left here and go to Kansas City.
Awesome. And you will be there, Nick. So we will be right back at it on Monday at House Hall with practice, and we'll see you there.
All right, you guys. See ya.
We all silly like the mayor.